Suicide Squad is written and directed by David Ayer and is the first DC Cinematic Universe movie not to be helmed by Zack Snyder. Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Courtney and a whole host of others are starring in this movie, and we get a pretty mixed bag. So in the aftermath of Batman v Superman, Viola Davis' character Adewale assembles a group of criminals to protect Midway City. Performances in this movie are of a really good standard, and there isn't a single person that lets us side down. Even Courtney is really quite charismatic in his role as Captain Boomerang. Will Smith is exceptional as Deadshot. Viola Davis is brilliant as Amanda Waller and gets a lot more screen time than I thought her character was going to be. Margot Robbie, however, who plays Harley Quinn, steals every scene she's in. Not only is her performance top notch, she has all of the little subtleties of the character, and she's the perfect mix between being cutesy and an absolute nutbar. So the first act in the movie is pretty much establishing each character and their origins, and that's done primarily through flashbacks, which works really well here. We get to see how each character is caught most of the time by Batman. Ben Affleck makes a short cameo as Batman and gets a few minutes of screen time, which was absolutely fantastic to see him back on the screen again so soon after Batman v Superman. I can't wait to see him in Justice League and subsequently the solo Batman movie. The visuals in the movie are pretty good, but there's a lot of CG in there and action that kind of doesn't always stay within the flow of the story. The second and third acts are quite disjointed in a lot of places. We do get a little pause later in the movie where all the characters are sat at a bar having a drink. That is quite good. It lets the movie breathe slightly. One thing I will say about the movie is saying these characters are all meant to be villains. The movie does a very good job of humanising them, and you do start to actually care, believe it or not. In some cases, feel a little bit sorry for them. Jared Leto plays the Joker, and he plays it completely differently to anyone who's come before him. He's absolutely psychotic in the role. I would say it's not quite to the level of Heath Ledger's performance, but it is a very interesting take on the character. You would believe this guy would just shoot you just for the sake of it. He would just kill you just for fun. Having said that, he doesn't get anywhere nearly enough screen time, and if he's in the movie for more than 20 minutes total, I'd be surprised. He is in the movie throughout, mainly in the flashback scenes, but he's used very sparingly and was something I wasn't really expecting. I was expecting to see a little bit more of the Joker. Other characters which were in the movie, Courtney plays Captain Boomerang and actually does a pretty good job. We've got Killer Croc in there, and we've also got El Diablo and Katana. And these are all shepherded on their mission by flag play by Kinnaman. One thing I did want to mention is the soundtrack to the movie. The soundtrack is really good with some very interesting choices, but everything from more classic 70s rock to Eminem and Kanye. I'm not going to get involved talking about the villain because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Suffice to say, it kind of doesn't really work, and that was my main problem with the movie. So the movie starts off well, slips in the second and third act, and that's primarily because the villain isn't up to par. I'm not going to get into spoilers, don't worry, but there's a supernatural aspect which doesn't really work within this film, and yeah, I know it's a comic book movie, I can suspend disbelief, but it just didn't really work for what I expected from these characters. So all in all, it's a very mixed bag with Suicide Squad. I did kind of like it. There's a lot of room for improvement, so I'm finding this one a little bit difficult to score. Other reviewers online have absolutely ripped this to pieces, and I didn't think it was that bad. It certainly wasn't a good movie, but I did find myself starting to care about the characters. I'm going to score Suicide Squad 3.5 out of 5. Thanks again for watching this review, guys. If you like the review, give me a thumbs up, and hey, why not subscribe, and I'll see you